No.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Left Side, Strong Side. Weird. My
Jacob is
camera's
not pounding alcohol.
My camera's Jacob's drunk. My camera's busted, so I'm gonna do the show.
I'm so sad.
I'm gonna do the show via God mic. But okay, fine. God damn it, fine. No, so never been on a team just because the coach is gorgeous. Because I didn't talk about it last week. Because I didn't talk about it last week, I do now have to give a big congratulations to Ryan Day and the Ohio State's national football team for winning the national championship. Now, granted, I have been very critical of Ryan Day for the past couple of years for good reason. Like, I never thought that dude was that great a coach, and the dude just fumbled away big game situations year after year after year, usually to Michigan. But hey, when he had a path, admittedly not an easy path. He maybe had like the hardest path to the national championship, but that team did. He delivered. He stood and delivered. He came out hard against Notre Dame to begin with. Tried his damnedest to give the game away. I'll say this: gave Notre Dame chances, but the Irish couldn't capitalize. So yes, congratulations to Ohio State's. OHIO, whatever. I'm returning all this shit later. That's why I got all tagged so long.
There you go.
But yeah. All right, but yeah, that's it. Now let's talk about something a little less, less sad for some people, more sad for others, mainly him. But yeah, so we had our. Actually, are we going to talk about like the news first?
We're doing the coaching hires.
Yeah,
so
we got some news.
Hires.
Yeah, so what's the first one we got? I think I know. Is it the official Brian Schottenheimer? Because we talked about it last week.
No, so we'll do the other one first because that was the surprise. So
yes, okay. So yeah, it's Liam. Oh, not that one. Okay.
Liam Cohen was confirmed during
dropped while we were live.
That's right. I remember that. Yes. Pete Carroll going to the Raiders. This one, did shock me. I didn't expect Pete Carroll to go back into coaching. Well, period. Especially not this team
and this division.
Yeah, this division.
I at first was like that. I was like, "What the fuck? Why are they doing this?
Why?
This is a really dumb pick. I didn't understand it." With time, it makes sense. This is actually, I think, surprisingly, a very smart move from the Raiders.
No, I don't think it's a bad move. You have a guy who
you got to build
experience. You can build a culture. It's only like a 3-year deal, so he's essentially a bridge head coach.
Essentially, and that's basically what I think they're doing. I am now under no belief whatsoever that they're drafting a quarterback. I think they are.
Getting Russell Wilson.
I think not Russell Wilson. No, but I think for the next 3 years they're all but tanking, and it's going to be we're not going to be good for the entirety of Pete Carroll's career outside of building a culture of like building this team.
Pete Carroll, we're going to take your winning percentage and we're just going to fuck into the dirt.
Basically, like in all seriousness, basically. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure that's what. Now, look, he'll
win some games just because.
Because
he's got experience.
Look, Russell Wilson here I wouldn't be completely shocked. I think it would make sense. I couldn't see Aaron Rodgers at all. Now with Pete Carroll.
Now Pete Carroll's the head coach.
The one that I could absolutely see that I actually think might happen is Kirk Cousins.
That's not bad option.
I think that's because he's not going to be someone who butts heads with Pete Carroll as well. It's going to be very much I can follow the coach. I can do. You ask me to jump, I'll say how high. Wilson, you're going to have butting heads because of just the history there, that there is a lot. There's going to be an animosity.
Reportedly, they mended the fence, but who knows how? Yeah, who knows by how much?
And Aaron Rodgers, you're 1,000% going to have butting heads. Like they're never going to get along. So, like, I think Kirk Cousins would be a really good fit for this team. So I could see that. And then I don't think they truly try and get a quarterback until like 2 years from now, like earliest.
The great tank for Arch. This is their
get the
no.
Manning.
See, I think if they try and go for Arch Manning, it's going to be too early. I think it's a year after Arch Manning. I think they're going to miss Arch. I think it's if you bring Arch in, you're sitting him for a year. You're coming in for a year, which wouldn't be. I wouldn't say is the worst thing.
Well, because he'll only have like 2 years with the college starting experience.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah.
Given what both of his uncles went through, but and like it wouldn't be a bad idea. I just also just straight up can't see it. I can't see the Manning saying yes, go to the Raiders. Go to the same division,
as Patrick
Mahomes and Justin Herbert.
But it's again, this is like 3 years, but we don't know what that team's going to look like in 3 years. Probably still good, but like they could regress. We don't know.
So I think that is.
Arch Manning could be the new Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I do really like this hire. I think it's. I think given where it is, I do think it is a very smart decision. The Max Crosby is now the big question mark on this team. Do they trade him to try and go get draft picks? Maybe.
Might alienate the fan base though if you do it.
It might,
but yeah,
it might. But it's also something.
If that does happen, we got to call Nancy immediately.
Sometimes you got to make tough decisions.
Yeah.
Although
they got to have a G. Have they announced the new GM?
I don't think so.
No, Carroll's hiring the GM.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so look, if they're going to trade Max Crosby, they got to get a GM who knows what he's doing because we literally saw them do this and screw the whole thing up with Khalil Mack 2 years ago.
Yeah, but that was the big problem. But that was the big problem. But also the other big problem they had with when they did all of that was the coach. Was from day one, we all said you've got the wrong coach. Like we all knew they had the wrong coach from day one in McDaniels. It was evident as clear as day. Here, I don't we all kind of go, yeah, we think they've got the right head coach for what they're trying
to do. Yes.
Right.
It's not flashy, but
no, I think it's a smart head coach. Again, you're bringing experience into the most experienced division in football. Like with right now with all the head coaches in football.
Sure.
That's got the most experience outside.
I'm pretty sure
it's quite a floor.
This has as far as head coaches go, it has to be the oldest division in football, right?
Oh, it's easily the oldest.
Probably also true.
No, it's easily the oldest in football, but it's
when Jim Harbaugh is the young buck of the crew. It's not good.
Yeah.
So I think this is the coach before the coach. This is the team he's going to build. The team before the team turns up. It's just a question of does he still have the ability to rebuild a team? Because that was his whole thing with Seattle is he didn't want to rebuild a team. And now you're going to the Raiders. I think he may have thought his market was bigger than it actually was. And that's why he left Seattle last year. And now it's, I'm willing to rebuild a team because that's kind of all you're going to get.
I mean, if you're going to a new team, you don't really have a lot of options as far as you're more than likely.
Everyone wants to make the young coach.
Oh yeah, no, and
they're not looking at you.
Hey, we've been sitting here waiting. A playoff team hasn't fired a coach, which we all thought was going to happen, and no one's done it. So
I mean, I personally didn't think that was going to happen, but.
I thought
as much as we want McDermott gone.
No, as you want your guy gone.
And look,
we'll get to that later.
Take the McDermott stuff out of it. Like Todd Bowles, maybe. Some of these ones where we're like, hey,
it was iffy.
And maybe not this year.
I mean, there's some that are going to be on thin ice next year for sure. But
I think Harbaugh's on thin ice next year. I think Tomlin's on thin ice next year. I think I think McDermott's going to be on thin ice next year.
We'll talk about it later. But
I think
they're absolutely going to be on thin ice.
Quite a few coaches on thin ice next season. So again, good head coach hire. By all reports, Brady is actively involved in the Raiders as a coach, as a owner.
Well,
as an owner, he is very actively involved. So we'll see what happens.
If this becomes Patriots West, that's kind of hilarious.
I mean, would it be, would it be shocking?
The stupid thing is they have been trying to do Patriots West forever. Like that's the thing the Raiders have been trying to do is we're the Patriots. We're going to be the Patriots.
Yeah.
We're going to be the Patriots.
Well, that was the whole one with McDaniels.
Yeah, exactly. was we're going to be the Patriots, and we're like, okay. And I said when the McDaniels era failed, I went, I think this is the last time a team tries to be the Patriots. I don't think this is trying to be the Patriots, as in like we're expecting to start straight away. They're being smart enough and going, yeah, we're the Patriots. We're the Patriots when Pete Carroll was the coach. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be the Pete Carroll Patriots before Belichick turned up and then went on the run. Because if Belichick doesn't turn, like if Pete
I forgot Pete Carroll was the Patriots coach once.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get Pete Carroll's Patriots to build this roster so that
the next coach can take
whoever the next coach is, and I don't know who it will be. Whoever that is comes in and has a genuine runway to go and can become a legitimate head coach. So yeah.
So okay, before we go to the next story, because it's a coordinator hire, as of right now, there is one head coaching vacancy left in the NFL. And it's the Saints.
Yeah.
Question is, who the hell takes that job?
Rumor is Kellen Moore is at the top of the list.
To me, it's ironically between two. I would go. It's Kellen Moore or Mike McCarthy.
I mean,
Kingsbury took himself out of the.
If I'm Kellen Moore, I'm not going anywhere near that job.
No, I'm not either. I mean, look.
Let McCarthy have it.
See, here's my thing with the Saints job. It's going to all depend on what the contract is. If the contract is 2 years, then fuck no. Get the hell away from that. I'm never touching it with a 10-foot pole. If it's the 5-year, we understand you have to rebuild this roster. It's not a bad job. Like it's as long as there is the understanding that next year and the year after are going to be rough.
Yeah, we'll get more on Kellen Moore why I think he doesn't leave, but later. But final last news story. Oh, Dallas. That look, and not only that, Matt Eberflus was confirmed as defensive coordinator. Now, in a vacuum, that's not the worst pick.
No, it's not.
No,
paired with this, this is not good. And the funniest thing is like Jerry Jones' press conference where he just like, people said, don't take risks. I hired a guy with no head coaching experience. How's that for risk? I'm like, not like that. That's not what he meant. But like, it's very clearly like, you didn't hire this guy because you think he's going to be a good head coach. You hire this guy because you want to be a puppet for you.
Exactly.
It's becoming more and more clear.
Jerry Jones is the head coach?
No. They fully expected Mike McCarthy was going to accept that deal and come back next year. They were not prepared to have to go do a head coaching search because from all reports, and like that's the thing, like most reporters, most people, they all kind of know who's on the chopping block and who's not. And everyone has said the McCarthy one came out of nowhere. None of us knew. No one knew that McCarthy wasn't going to come back. Everyone thought he was. And I think, and it's become clear as day that Jerry Jones fully expected Mike McCarthy to accept that deal and say, yeah, I'll come back. And Mike McCarthy went, no, this is an insult. I'm not coming back. And look,
this was his backup plan.
And this is becoming his backup plan.
This is the backup plan?
Yeah, this is the backup plan. This is the...
And then I feel like I disagree. I don't think this is the backup plan. I feel like this is the backup to the backup to the backup plan.
Yeah, because look, I straight up do not believe that Dion was ever interested in this job. Straight up, I don't believe it.
At this point, I don't think he's leaving college.
No.
Yeah, at this, I mean, he may come to the NFL at some point, but yeah,
at some point, but for for the short term, he's going to stay at Colorado.
No, he's Colorado's head coach for at least 2 years at this point, I think, at least. I straight up don't think they ever even called. I'm straight up. I don't think there was ever actually a discussion of, do you want to be the Dallas Cowboys head coach? Because this feels like that's what this feels like. This just straight up feels like yeah, we kind of had to do this. And it's dumb. Not the worst, but the funniest part about all of it is, because what is it? It's a 3-year contract, right?
For Schottenheimer, yeah.
Yeah, 3-year contract. He ain't getting fired. He's there for 3 years.
No,
he'll be there.
Jerry
for
Jones
3
doesn't
years.
fire coaches. He just lets it go.
Exactly. He'll be there for 3 years, and guess what? They're gonna win. They'll win one playoff. Oh, sorry, they'll make the playoffs once in those 3 years.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna say they're not winning a playoff game.
Well, the question with Schottenheimer,
Yeah.
the weird thing with Schottenheimer is the fact that like he's been the OC for what, a year?
2 years, I think.
2 years, and was never the play caller. Like a coordinator. A coordinator who doesn't call plays is basically useless.
Yeah,
just a glorified assistant.
Yeah. So I think I don't think this is going to be an abject disaster the way that some people have been claiming. I don't think it's going to be that. I think but I do think the Cowboys. I think it's actually going to be worse than an abject disaster, as in like it's going to be in.
You're not going to get a high enough draft pick.
Exactly, you're going to be.
They're not going to do enough because like they're trying to play. They're trying to play 5D chess. They're trying to go for Arch Manning. This is not a good start.
No, I think they're going to have 7 to 10 wins all 3 seasons. 2 of them miss the playoffs. 1 of them sneak in.
Seed.
And then lose week 1 to Commanders or something. And it's be like, well, what do you expect with a 7th seed? Like, that's what I think this is going to be. And I just... And people are going to afterwards going to be like, well, what did you expect given the salary cap disaster he was handed? Like, I think this is going to be one of the most middle of the road.
Right.
Like at the end of it all, and we're all just kind of like, this wasn't a complete and utter disaster. It wasn't good, but like, yeah. So, Cowboys fans, you're in all seriousness, you're in for a rough decade. Truly, because
hasn't the last decade been rough?
It's going to get worse.
I know it's going to be worse.
Because the problem you've got is, look, Jerry's probably not around for another decade. His son's not much better.
God willing.
But his son's not much better. Yeah. Unless his son is just saying what daddy wants to hear, his son's not much better. And this could get real bad real quick.
I mean, so. I would excuse me. I would hope Stephen Jones would have the foresight to not be his own GM.
You would think, but I think this family has some weird, sick sense of pride with that.
Yeah.
And that's, now I don't know if that's just Jerry or if that's the family. Yeah. And because Steven, the comment Steven's making is making it seem like he is very much his father's son. Now, when Jerry does eventually pass away, if Steven is, oh yeah, I was just saying all of that because I wanted the inheritance, then okay, cool, yeah, Cowboys. In all seriousness, Cowboys fans, that's what you're really hoping for. That's what you're really hoping, that he is completely two-faced and is just saying what his dad wants to hear, rather than this is what he believes. So yeah, good luck.
It blows my mind that Jerry Jones is only 82 years old. I thought he was much older.
He looks like the Crypt Keeper.
He might live more than 10 years, honestly.
Yeah, maybe.
He might live more than 10 years out of spite.
Yes.
Yeah. The most fascinating part about this one for me is what happens with Micah. Micah now becomes a very interesting story. Because
I firmly believe that, I think he's under contract next year. I think after that he's done with this team.
Well, so he's 4th year is next year. Then more than likely franchise.
No, his fifth year is next year.
Sorry, 5th year is next. Sorry, yeah, he's entering. Yeah, so
5th year franchise tag, and then he's gonna. So
he's got at least 3. No, because He was eligible for his first season of being eligible was this year, wasn't it? Or was it last?
For what?
For a contract.
No, his first year of being eligible was last year.
Right. So so he's entering his 5th year.
He's entering his 5th year. He's already got the options. After the option, they're going to tag him.
So they'll tag him. So he's got at least 2 years.
I don't. He's not going to play under the tag. He is not going to play under the tag.
That's true.
I know, but if there's he might not play for him, but he may not have a choice because the Cowboys are a team that they'll play the tag game. They've shown it.
If you can get 2 firsts from Micah, you're going to take it.
Yeah.
Well, that's if you do that one. Like, if you do that tag instead. So
yeah, no, like they're gonna tag him. They're gonna trade him for a boatload of picks.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, so Micah becomes a really interesting off-season discussion.
Like mark my word, like 2026, Micah Parsons will not be on this team.
Yeah,
no likelihood.
So Dak is untradeable. You can't trade that contract.
Nobody, unless you take on the bulk of that contract, no one's going to take it.
No one's touching that contract. So you've got Dak. Same with CD. No one's taking that contract.
But like, you wouldn't want to get rid of CD.
No, exactly.
Right, exactly.
So yeah,
although CD's contract is more movable than Dak's. Like, I think teams would take on the CD contract. No one's going to want to take on the
Also,
Dak.
the ceiling is higher.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of dead cap with CDs. That's the problem. Like for Dallas.
Yeah.
So it'd be like no real point. But yeah. Any other news stories?
Nope. Let's get into the actual. Let's get into the game. Starting with the NFC Championship game. Look, this. And I've seen this over the past couple times they've made the championship game. When the Eagles make the championship game, they don't just win the game; they beat the ever living shit out of their team.
They ran up the score at the end there.
To be fair, the last time they played, the last one, they were on their 5th string quarterback. So
again, do I need to play back the tape of what you said about that defense?
Yeah. Yeah. And guess what happened? Hang on. From that Super Bowl or
from the Eagles
from 2 years ago or from this or this year?
No, the last NFC Championship game where they walked that defense.
I said it was a terrible defense, but it was against a 5th string quarterback. And then what happened in the Super Bowl? Oh, right. Patrick Mahomes put 40-something points on them. So
they only lost by 3, but yeah.
Your exact words were the Niners defense was going to expose Jalen Hurts, and he dropped 31 points on him.
Well, yeah. Again, hard when it's a 5th. When Christian McCaffrey became their quarterback at one point.
And again, to quote you, to quote you, if the quarterback excuse is there, if the game ended 10-7. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this year.
This game, it is very, 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 very rare for your team to lose by 55 points and us afterwards be like, it's not the quarterback's fault whatsoever.
No, this is absolutely defense.
This was 100%. Not only was it on the defense, it was on special teams. It was on his fucking running backs. It and Eckler dropped
Everyone
in the
was
playoffs.
fumbling.
Oh, look, I'm shocked.
Chargers fan watching with glee.
Taylor's like, I've seen that. It's the Leo meme.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So like, I thought Jaden played a very good game. And the rest of his team let him down. The
rest of his team was like, we got this far. We're good.
Welcome to being Justin Herbert.
You could absolutely tell that the moment got big for everyone else. And that the moment got big for Jaden. For the first drive, he was making some... Jaden was very lucky to not have 2 picks on the opening drive. Very lucky because...
Kind of like somebody else I know.
Yeah, he had some very wobbly throws and was definitely nervous. And then this other than that, like Washington just was never in this at all.
Like when Saquon's very first touch went for a 60-yard touchdown, that's when I knew. I'm like, oh,
it's game over.
This could get ugly.
Oh yeah, this was like so for me, I went because on the first drive had 2 4th downs, right? That they went for.
The Commanders drive, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The first opening drive for the Commanders had 2 4th downs.
Which I do like that decision.
No, I did too. Sure. Both of them I really liked because, and both of them I remember I said in our group chat was, oh, this will tell us what type of game we're about to have. And they got both of them. Was like, oh shit, we might have a game. Like this might be a game now because Washington are getting their 4th downs. Like they're playing with 4 downs the entire game. Like they're not playing
except when they weren't, because they had another 4th down, which they made. I think they made like a 4th and 8 or a 4th and 7. They had a 4th and 5 and they like field goal forward. I get it. I get it. Take the points, but at the same time, like.
You're already going for it.
Here's the thing, it kind of sucks because it was the opening drive. I was at the time I was fine with it. I was like, no, it's the NFC Championship game. You take the points. 100. Like you were really close. Yeah. You were really close to basically a chip shot field goal. Take the points. I agreed with that. And then Saquon ran his 70-yarders, and I was like, okay, well. You needed to take. Okay, from here on out, don't bother. You got.
You spent all that time to get 3 points, and Saquon wiped it away.
Yeah, and then in one play, they just rip off 7. It's like,
and then right after that, fumble. Eagles get the ball back. Saquon has 2 touches for touchdowns.
Yeah, and that was over.
Yeah, Marshawn Lattimore, I think, forgot Mike Evans is not on the Eagles. It's like,
he thought AJ Brown was.
I'm fighting somebody. Fighting somebody.
That's just
Lattimore was a liability in this game.
He
Absolutely. Was. He was not. He was like, I'm shitty, and I'm going to take it out on.
I'm on brand. Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk about the one thing from this game that everyone kind of talks about. Which is 1, the tush push, and then 2,
awarding a score.
Okay. So let's set it up. So the Eagles, I don't know if this is post fumble, but like they, of course, got Saquon got tackled at the 1.
Yeah, Saquon got to the 1.
It was 23-33 at this point. Like it wasn't. It wasn't
out of hand,
over, but it was also Eagles are winning this. Like it's going to take a miracle.
It wasn't out of hand, but like the Commander still had like a fighting chance.
Yeah,
right. Saquon, of course, gets tackled down at the 1. His least favorite sentence in the NFL.
What they're gonna do?
Yeah. But everybody in the fucking stadium knows what the hell they're gonna do. They line up, watch, and like it's like a long one. So it's fine.
Sure.
But like so, they line up. Washington jumps off sides. It's like, okay,
they're trying to time it.
Yeah, they're trying to time it. Ironically, they're trying to do what Chris Jones was doing in the next game so fucking well, which we'll talk about. But yeah.
So I think it was Daron Payne. Jonathan Allen. Jonathan Allen jumps off sides. So this is the goal. Frankie Luvu, I guess, was watching Troy Polamalu footage. He's like, all right, you know what? I can do this. He jumps over, but we tried to like beat the snap, which was like very hard. Completely mistimed it. So encroachment. Another half. This is the goal. He fucking does it again. Like this was the funniest sequence I've seen all year. But it's not there. They jump off sides again.
So. Like, yeah, this sequence was amazing. And then the ref comes out and says, Washington have been warned of a palpably unfair act. As I 100%, that's the right call. 100%.
If you jump off sides 4 times in a row, like, you're within your rights.
At that point, they had to be told, guys, we're just going to give him a touchdown. It's like you can't just.
Shouldn't have opened Pandora's box. It said
after 4 of them, the ball's practically in the end zone.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, like at that point, that is just a palpably unfair. Like at some point, guys, the game's got to move. Like at some point, the game has to move on. You can't just keep doing this. And it's like, I know it kind of all got the meme to death of like, Chiefs fans are now like realizing that they can just get a free touchdown and stuff. Like, guys,
you know how many things have to go wrong for that to happen?
Yeah, trust me. It's one of those things where it's like, trust me, the refs do not want to do this. If they wanted to, they don't warn you. They just do it. They would have if they wanted to, they would have just done it. But they warned because they do not want to give that penalty during a conference game.
Yeah,
like,
and give everyone else the ammo to be like,
exactly.
Oh,
like,
okay. So
I have 100. Like, it's Commanders. That one's on you. Like 100% on you.
First two
but
times
I also understand exactly. Like to me. To me, this was the case of finally get rid of this godforsaken play that I absolutely hate and just get rid of it.
Your weird roller coaster of this play is the funniest thing.
They're
never good. There's no reason to get rid of it.
Sorry?
There's no reason to get rid of it.
Besides the fact that it doesn't look cool. Yeah.
It's just
but that doesn't matter.
Ugly. Who cares?
The team's doing it.
Like the Eagles care how a play look. They don't care.
Yeah, like I just do a proper sneak. Do a proper quarterback sneak. Don't do this fucking bullshit. Anyway.
I need to like go and track your relationship with this play because like I'm like I hate it to I love it. Now I hate it again.
I'm all over the place with this one.
But but after that, the game just became a fucking slaughter. Like Jalen Hurts got another rushing touchdown. Saquon got another touchdown. Will Shipley got a touchdown.
The backup.
Yeah, it was over.
At one point, Kenny Pickett came into the game.
Yep. I think it was after that they just went, all right, that's it. Kenny Pickett, you're in the game.
Yep.
Like we'd won. No, Eagles. Congratulations, you're back in the Super Bowl.
And with that, the Jim Kelly curse is officially broken. Jalen Hurts now becomes the first quarterback since Jim Kelly to lose Super Bowl debut and make it back.
Yep. Unless he loses again, then the Jim Kelly curse might still be alive.
No. It's still, then the curse metamorphosizes because the curse is only that you don't get back. It's not that you get back and lose.
Yeah, but then then it's like, God, could you imagine Jalen Hurts becomes the next Jim Kelly?
Goes to 4 Super Bowls and loses all of them.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I got Jim Kelly comparison for the next thing we'll talk about in a second.
No, it's just straight up. I was wrong, 100% wrong. This defense is incredible. That is the epitome of where I was wrong. Is the defense. I did not expect the leap from last year to this year with Vic Fangio coming back. And honestly, 49er fans, Cowboys fans, and
nope.
Did it freeze for you? Okay, cool.
It did freeze.
I do wonder what the last fan base said was.
You said Cowboys and Niners fans have been froze.
Sorry, so Cowboys fans, Niners fans, and Lions fans. Hey, the fired head coach coming in as a DC kind of might really help and look really good on your team. So, hey, this could work really well for you next year.
Who's the Lions' new DC?
Dennis Allen.
No, that's the Bears. That's the Bears.
Oh, Bears. Sorry, not Lions. Sorry, Bears.
I'm like the Lions. No, the Lions. The Lions. Calvin Shepard.
It's Calvin Shepard. That's right.
Yeah. Sorry. Bears. Fuck yeah. Bears. Yeah. So those 3 franchises. Hey, feel good. Your defenses might be really good next year.
Well, the Niners' defense was already good with Saleh. Yeah.
But yeah. They're back again. So that's where I got that one 100% wrong. And then the other thing is I didn't expect Saquon to do this. Just straight up
historic season.
Like that's just straight up was not expecting Saquon to do this. Like,
Saquon's playing like a man possessed this year.
Yeah, Saquon.
I would argue he was of the 14. He was the best player in all the playoffs.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sorry. Saquon, like Saquon has this season. I said this yesterday. To me, MVP was between 2 players: Saquon Barkley and Josh Allen. That's who MVP has been between, because if you take both players out of their team, both teams are nowhere near this good. Just straight up. The Bills are a 4-win team, and you take Saquon out, the Eagles are my 6-11 team. Like they are. I just like
so it's Saquon's fault.
Yes. And that's it. I was not expecting this from Saquon. I thought he would be a slightly worse Christian McCaffrey. And even Christian McCaffrey was incredible last year. Christian McCaffrey, if Saquon had Christian McCaffrey season last year, no one would be talking about it. Like it's
Christian McCaffrey couldn't do this on his best day. No offense, Christian McCaffrey, but
ridiculous. What he has done this year is insane and ridiculous. And Saquon has been phenomenal and 100% deserves all of the flowers he's going to get and deservedly gets. And if they win the Super Bowl, there's your Super Bowl MVP 100%. Yeah. It's like, it's not going to be Jalen. I'm telling you, it's going
barring barring Jalen Hurts like 300 yard, 3 touchdown game.
Right, barring complete like if they shut Saquon down and they still
barring that. But here's the thing: if they shut Saquon down, they're not winning the Super Bowl. Like that's just that's the thing. Like if the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl, it's on the backs of Saquon Barkley. 100%.
And we'll talk about next week, but like they got close. They got close with Miles Sanders.
Yeah, but
that's the huge difference between this rematch is that they have.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Super Bowl later. But let's move on. Jacob, find your nearest alcohol. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we do that, we got to talk about the commies season.
The commies season. Oh, this is an A+, right? This is an easy A+.
Oh, A+.
It's a huge A. Like,
no one expected this.
No, huge A. And not only that, you're bringing everyone back. Like. Yeah.
You went from a 4-win team to the NFC Championship.
Yeah, game. Dan Quinn, legitimately good head coach. For this year. Okay, let's just all right. Good head coach this
for this year. That's the big question for the commies. Like, you had a great season. Can you keep it up?
Yeah. Next, are we going to get the second year slump? Are we going to get that's a big question
because is Jaden Daniels Patrick Mahomes or is he CJ Stroud?
Now, in the offseason, and the positive you've got with a defensive head coach, he probably will do this. You don't want to fall into the trap of, oh shit, we just got or look at how good Jaden is. Let's go spend everything we have on offense. You can't do that. You got to
invest in this defense.
We have to at the end of next season. We have to be able to look back and say this is the worst this defense has ever been. This is the worst the Commanders' defense got. You know what I mean? Like you can't invest all of your capital into the offense. I would maybe go get a running back if you can. I'd maybe go get. I don't know.
I get a complimentary back, maybe a DeAndre Swift.
That's what I was thinking. You don't a Swift or something. You don't need a.
I'm not sure if Swift is a free agent this year, but
no, I don't think he is either. But you don't need a big
something
name,
like that.
But I'd go get that.
Aaron Jones is cheap. You can get Aaron Jones.
Yeah. Maybe. He's not off contract, but he's up for contract this year. We might be dumb. We really might be. And if we are,
James Cook.
Yeah, if we are,
don't do that. Absolutely don't.
We'll talk about it later. You cannot let James Cook go.
No, I know that. Hence why I said we might be dumb. If we do, I'm gonna be mad because I love James Cook and James Cook has to stay on this team.
Again, someone had a roller coaster where we're just like, oh, we have James Cook.
I remember when
James Cook.
I've liked James Cook. Sorry, I have always.
There's literally footage you saying I don't think we hit on James Cook.
You don't think we
maybe at one point, but
I think
that might have been the first game when he fumbled on his first play.
No, it wasn't that one. It was definitely further along in the season.
I mean, there was the year before he broke out. There was
but he's been great this year.
No, he's been awesome this year. Pro Bowler James Cook.
So yeah, Commanders, fantastic season. Just straight up, just a fantastic season. No, there's no real complaints. The only thing right now is, you've got Cliff's coming back, so you've got continuity at OC.
Also, we got to see is Cliff gonna go trying to think of a good OC comparison. Is he gonna go Ben Johnson or is he gonna go Bobby Slowick?
Yeah,
Bobby Slowick was the other one I compared to, but I couldn't think of.
He also got head coaching rumors.
Yeah, after his first year, look, hey, it's funny that we had two. This team has two coaches, or a coach and a coordinator known for blowing it, just known for absolutely blowing it. And I don't think. And look, this game aside, which I don't think this was blowing it. I think this was you're just way overmatched.
This was just like you are not the better. You are not better.
You were just overmatched. This isn't blowing it. That they didn't blow it this season. Like there was no like
they were waiting for it and it didn't happen.
I mean the closest they got is that Cowboys drunk game.
Yeah, that's the closest we got. And at that point, I'm willing to that month stretch. I'm willing to just put on the injury on the Jaden Daniels rib injury, which he was not the same player for that month, and you could very much tell. And I'm like, okay, yeah. Given how much of this team's success was driven by how well Jaden was playing, I'm fine with putting that on him and being like, all right, yep, that was a month where you were hurt and this team wasn't able to be the same because you weren't able to be the same. That makes sense. It's really speaking poorly towards Kyle Shanahan and Kyler Murray right now because those two are still blowing it. Even though these guys are gone, they're still blowing it. So we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Moving on to, again, Jacob, go find some kind of alcohol. Take a swig.
Get another bottle.
Get
another bottle of Coke.
Bill's driving Australia into Coke. All right, Jacob, I will give you the floor first.
You know what? Like, so here's the thing. I wanted this. I really wanted this.
The world wanted it.
I wanted to.
I don't think this hurt. This didn't hurt as much as 13 seconds. Straight up, not as bad.
Many things will not hurt as much as 13 seconds.
But put it in perspective. If we lost last week, that would have hurt 10 times more than what I'm feeling right now. 1,000. Like I would have much rather lose this game than last week.
Did this hurt more than last year? The Tyler Bass.
No, okay. Last year hurt. Last
year, I would say last year was worse.
Yeah. Outside of the last conference championship, this is none of the games have hurt as bad as I think the first conference championship where we lost and got blown out. That one. You were still rebuilding.
We were
still building, and it was kind of one. And we'd overachieved because we were not meant to beat the Ravens that year, and we did, and it was like, what's going on? Yeah. This one was. I think this is kind of more in the same vein. It is nowhere like outside of the ranking would be 13 seconds by a bullet. The Bengals game.
Oh yeah, no, 13 seconds. Like that. That's the special one. Like
yeah.
Because you had it, you won, you just couldn't finish it.
The Bengals game last year, this one, and then the last conference game. Like I that's kind of my
really. Tyler Bass at the lowest.
No. Tyler Bass would be.
Tyler
third.
Bass is third.
I'm sorry. I forgot that was not conference.
Yeah, that wasn't conference.
No, that wasn't conference.
Even though these games do feel like conference.
They always do.
Like this is only the second one we've ever made. Like so, or in the Allen era, this is only the second time we've made it here. So I had this weird feeling about it where it's like it really sucks to lose, and we can get into the reasons for why, and we can get into how and I'm going to have the weird ref conversation because that's been me all year. And so there's a lot in this game where I don't think that we clearly from the opening drive weren't up for it. You could tell straight away. It was like, we didn't.
When Josh Allen nearly throws 2 picks on his first opening drive,
and it was like, we haven't turned up. And then Mahomes goes all the way down, scores a touchdown. It's like, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Somehow in the second quarter, at the end of the second,
I think the fumble is the beginning of the turning point where the Chiefs.
The fumble was, and ball didn't lie because that first fumble was not offsides, and then we get it. Oh, it was actually.
It was, but then we got the
it was a mile offside. But then
it was, but they called that flag like super late.
Yeah, but then they made up for it. Like then he made up for his mistake again and got another one. So yeah, you're right. That fumble did change it, but then we just the first. There were 5 fumbles in this game.
3 of them by Allen. Yeah.
There were 5 fumbles in this game, and
all of which are covered by the Bills.
Sorry?
Yeah.
All of which are covered by the Bills.
All of which we recovered.
Yeah.
like it's just nuts. And look, we were the moment that I truly went, we're done, and truly didn't think that I was actually going to win this game was when Benford went out. As soon as that happened, I was like, it's done. It's over. Our defense, our defense can't sustain not having him. And, we lost Rapp last week. We lost Benford in this game. Like, I was really.
No, he froze again.
Damn it. so frustrated for us.
Yeah, the Chiefs were getting a lot of wide open passes.
They were. And I think that when you talk about not hitting on James Cook, the one you really whiffed on was Kaiir Elam. Kaiir Elam just not panned out at all.
He hasn't panned out, and the worst fucking part is the Chiefs jumped us for McDuffie. And that's the worst part about it, was we wanted McDuffie. I know we wanted McDuffie, and they jumped us because they knew it. And McDuffie's looked like a fucking all-pro every single year he's played under the Chiefs.
Except when he's getting mossed by Mac Hollins of all people.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That was
a glimmer of hope we had.
Of all the players to turn up in this game, Mac Hollins.
I like Hollins. I really like Hollins. I think he's a vibes guy. I think he is a
Mac Hollins a good vibes guy. It's just weird that when he's a productive receiver, that's a bit of a problem.
Yeah, and that's much
cheaper Gabe Davis.
But that's the other big problem with the Bills this season, and it's why we massively overachieved making it to this game. It's a huge overachievement because who are our wide receivers outside of James Cook is a really great running back this year, and he has done really well at running back. Because somehow, for some reason, running backs are back this year. I don't understand it. Yeah. But, because of that, it's, we don't really have anyone. Like, Shakir was okay in this game. Amari, I didn't
Cardio
hate
Kingpin.
Not been amazing.
No, the trade at the time made sense, but,
they've not done anything with him.
He's not using him.
Yeah.
Coleman's still raw.
Samuel
is. Samuel caught one pass.
It was TD. It was a nice pass. Sorry, it was 2-point conversion. It's a nice pass. No, it was a TD. It was a TD. I was right.
Yeah.
The one pass Samuel caught was the touchdown.
Coleman, it's more that we passed.
Whether we traded with the Chiefs to get Worthy.
It's not even it's not actually Worthy. It's McConkey. That's who I'm like, fuck, we had him and we didn't take him. Because again, I don't think Worthy is that good. I've watched too many Chiefs games this year and gone, he's not good. He's not. He
heard that. He took that personally.
He heard you.
One, it wasn't a catch. It wasn't a catch.
Yeah, I don't think it was.
Okay, so here's the thing with that catch, and that was the thing. It had a pass. I swore was sailing out of bounds. I don't think you can argue that as a pick. I think that catch.
I think it's incomplete. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You can use the ground to help assist you with the catch as long as the ball doesn't move. The ball didn't move.
Mm.
So I do get it. I also think it was a dumb challenge because those calls.
Oh, I think it was a dumb challenge. Oh, I agree with you there.
Because they're not going to overturn it as much as it looks.
I do think you could have argued that as an incomplete. I wouldn't fight you on that. I'm just saying I get how you can see it as a completed catch.
Yeah,
it's a stupid challenge. It's called that always go to the offense.
Yeah. So. Okay, I'm just actually let's keep talking about the game a bit more, and then so halftime. Cool. Halftime, I was feeling a little better because
there was a time where you checked out
scored right before.
So I checked out after the Benford injury. I checked out. I was like, I'm gonna go. I'm driving. We're done. We're not winning this game. and then I checked the score at halftime, and I was like. Okay, this is closer than it has any right to be. And it was. The game should not have been that close. because it was like 1923, I think.
21-16.
That's
right. Yeah, that's the other thing. So Holland scores a touchdown. Really good catch, by the way.
Yeah.
And there's a PI on it. I think I've mentioned McDuffie. So Sean McDermott, wisely, decides to go for 2, make it a 3-point game.
Yeah,
I agree with the decision to go for 2. What I don't agree with is the execution of the play call.
It's just a sneak.
It was a sneak. Like just
at the last second, he tried to throw it.
Go forward, Josh. Go forward. At least we're gonna try to tush push. Get some push on Josh Allen's tush. You didn't do the push.
Yeah. So I also think that was a Chris Jones. I think the MVP of this game was Chris Jones. I think Chris Jones played phenomenally in this game, and it's one of the most and no one's going to talk about it because of how amazing Patrick Mahomes is. But Chris Jones is the reason they won this goddamn game because he figured out how to stop the tush push. Like he stopped it 3 times in this game and stopped it because he was going not early. He was going right on time. Like not even a second late. Like he wasn't letting there be a
well, also that O-line was just not getting the push.
No, and that's what I mean. Like Chris Jones was doing so well on that play. He was incredibly underrated in that game, and I don't think enough people are talking about it, even though I've not actually watched any shows this week, so I don't actually know if anyone's talking about it.
For good reason, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, the game, it's 16-21. The game's not out of reach.
No.
The Bills then take the lead right at the beginning of the
Yeah, we did.
They did.
Yeah.
McDermott, again, infinite fucking wisdom, tries to go for 2 again. Is even worse off the second time.
That's the one I don't agree with.
I mean, that I think is
I still kind of get it, but
I kind of get it. I think the play calls for the 2-point conversions are just
we're just look at Joe Brady a little.
We're not
bit.
right.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like Joe Brady.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
What are we doing here? What are we doing?
So yeah, there's going along.
We talk about the controversial 4th down.
Yeah. So the second half, the defense for the Bills actually does turn up. They get the Chiefs in some really, really good third and longs. Yeah. Get some punts. Buffalo, then they get the ball back to start off the 4th quarter. They're driving. They convert on a 4th down where Allen jumps. He jumps the line.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
He nearly fumbles.
Nearly fumbled. He did.
He did fumble. He did fumble.
I'm not.
He got his hand under it. Yeah.
Oh no, he did fumble. He's got it back.
No, I know, but they're like,
thank God.
That's one of those ones where I think the Chiefs got it, but because you would never get a camera angle that will show it, so there's no point in challenging it. But I just heart to heart, I looked at it and I went, "That's a Chiefs ball." I look like, and that's me. After it had already moved on and everything, when they showed the replay, I went, "He lost that. That's Chiefs ball. Chiefs got that." But there is no way you would ever be able to overturn it. So I understand not doing it or anything. But that was, hey, let's do the touchdown jump. Oh shit, hang on, I got to still hang on to this thing because and you can't. And it's so that was really lucky. That one was really lucky.
What was not lucky was it happened later. They got into a similar situation. First of all, Dalton Kincaid makes a catch. Remember that for later. Dalton Kincaid makes a catch. Gets a really bad spot by the ref. I will say
it was a
bad spot. But again, it's still like fourth and
inches.
fourth and inches. Obviously, you go for it. Given where you are right now, hostile territory, AFC Championship game, got to go for it. So yeah, it makes sense. You go for it.
And we were down. No, we were up by.
We're up one. We're still up
one. They were still up. So yeah, keep your foot on the gas. I totally get it.
Yeah.
Go the QB sneak. Again, good, smart money. Again, from everything we saw, it looked like hell. Even one of the refs,
just barely, but it did.
Even one of the refs said it. Yeah. So here's the weird thing. There are 2 refs. One who gave him the first down. One who said no. They went with the one who said no. The weird thing I thought about that was they went off the word of the ref who could not see the ball.
So it was on their 40. Like the line to gain was on their 40. Yes. And as you see the 2 refs running out, one is on one is past the 40 and one is short of the 40. And they're both running in, and then you're right. They went with the other one. All right. All year, I have been saying, one, the Chiefs are the refs are incompetent. That's been my thing. I've been saying the refs are incompetent. It's not a Chiefs thing. It's that the refs are just incompetent, and the refs and Chiefs games are the ones that more people watch, and so because of that, there. The other thing I've been saying all year, if you look at it and you can't tell within 15 seconds, you go with the on-field decision.
And the on-field decision, they had it.
Yeah. Look, as shitty as this sounds, and as awful, and as much as I hate it, they made the call. I can't.
I mean, what is now? But Chris Jones' big ass somehow gotten right in the way of where the ref needs to be.
But here's the thing: I can't go against what I've been saying all year just because it's my team. Because that's the thing that pisses me off more than anything. If you looked at it within one look, in 15 seconds, I can't conclusively say. And so you go with the on-field decision. Now,
I think I saw an angle where where from
the last angle they showed before they went to break.
Yeah, it did look like he got it.
Yeah. Do I think the refs are incompetent on, hey, why did we go with the one who couldn't see its decision? Yeah. Not why did we go with his and not the other guy? That's fair. That is up for discussion. And that, to me, should be the discussion we have in the offseason is not did they get this call correct or not, or why is it always Chiefs who get these calls? The discussion we should be having is, okay, who is the one who is making these calls and why are they making these calls? And and that needs to be the head referee. They have to be having that conversation, and that specifically, there should be a Monday morning meeting of, hey, what did we get right? What did we get wrong? How can we fix it? And why did we get them wrong? And I just, there's no level of accountability. And maybe there is behind the scenes, but we never see it. And because of that, people then start coming up with stupid conspiracy theories. And again, I'm going to continue to say it. The Chiefs always getting these calls is a stupid conspiracy theory. It's it's not actually happening, but
it just feels that way. Yeah,
it feels that way because you watch Chiefs games, guys. They're on more than any other team, more than most of the time, and so that's why you do it. It's why the Patriots always felt like they got calls because they're always on, and because
they go deep in the playoffs, so you keep
watching. And then and the other thing for me is psychologically, you as a human being, I have a 50-50 call, go with the team that's the better team. Especially if it's against a weaker opponent normally, and that's, I don't know, that's kind of where my mind has always been on this. So I don't completely I think both of them are bad calls. I don't think they're oh my god horrific.
They're not the reason you lost this game, but they certainly did help.
We did not lose the game on that 4th down play. No. We lost the game.
There was 10 minutes left.
We lost the game because our defense couldn't get a stop.
Well, Brad had the ball back to score a touchdown, but Bills do answer back, score a touchdown because again. Curtis Samuel. This was Curtis Samuel.
Yeah, this was
on a 4th and goal. Actually, very beautifully executed play. I'll give a lot of credit to Josh Allen for that one. But we've tie game, 5 minutes left. Chiefs get the ball back. They're going to bleed the clock and kick the game winning field goal.
I didn't think the Bills were going to get the ball back at that point.
But they did. They helped with a field goal, but they did get the ball back. So Josh Allen, Mr. MVP, future Mr. Haley Steinfeld. You got the ball back. I think 3 timeouts, at least 2.
At least 2, but there's 3.5 minutes.
Okay. Mr. Bumblebee, you got the ball back. 2 timeouts, 3 minutes. This is your chance. Go do it, Josh. We believe in you. And for a while, he was doing it. He was doing it, converting the downs he needed to. But things get a little dicey. They get into a 4th and 5. And then Steve Spagnuolo, great DC. Love that guy. dials up the only cornerback blitz of the entire game.
Yeah.
Allen under duress. He still had Kincaid wide open.
Yep.
Keeps it up.
He doesn't adjust properly. Drops the ball.
Yep. Perfect.
I'm sorry. They had 3 timeouts. They did have 3.
Oh, they did have 3?
Three?
Oh yeah, because we could still get the ball back after that. Yeah.
Oh right. No, sorry. I'm thinking of last week. Last week we only had 2. Right. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. But Kincaid was there. If he had like a better adjustment, he catches that ball.
Yeah.
Maybe he thought Allen was just throwing.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, look, it's a perfect
defensive play call.
Defensive play call. It's perfect. He read it perfectly, and all these people saying Shakir was wide open. Yeah, I'm gonna go to my 4th read on my first read. You don't.
Yeah, Allen is not looking that direction at all.
There's literally 2 Chiefs screaming in his face.
Like he's not gonna go for the 4th read over there on his first play. Like no, that's not what happens. He was never getting time for that.
But I will say though, I mean, if Josh could have taken more time to read that defense. He snapped the ball with like 18 seconds on the play clock. He could have taken time.
He could have, but I think it was like, and that's probably on Josh of that. But I also think there was the I do also think there was the get them on their toes.
Yeah. Catch him off guard.
I'm glad it's not me. I'm glad it's not me this week.
No, who knew Jacob would be freezing?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with mine this week. I really don't. I have no idea why. It's just constant.
It's the Chiefs. The Bills gave up, so is the internet.
Chiefs had to mess with you maybe last time.
But even then, the game wasn't out of reach. They had 3 timeouts. All you got to do is get a stop. You get the ball back, and you have what, a 50 seconds? Maybe? 50 seconds.
If we got the ball back, we'd have about 50
seconds.
50 seconds. We would
to at least get a field goal.
No, we'd have to get. They were in field goal range, so we'd most likely have to get a
touchdown.
Because like they.
I could have sworn you were like on the other
they
side.
They weren't that close.
They weren't chip shot, and with the way Buck has been kicking, maybe they don't. Maybe they punt it instead. They go, no, we don't want to risk.
We don't make you go further. Right.
Like we'd rather you go 99 than Butker takes a 50, because it would have been, I think, 51, which again is doable. That is like it would have been that, but with the way Butker's been kicking, you kind of be like, if we miss, then they've got to do is get 30 yards, and they're in. And Tyler Bass has been kicking it really well. Like he had been kicking it extremely well this season. So
he made the longest field goal in Arrowhead at the playoffs.
Yeah,
from the broadcast.
So yeah, and then look, our defense just didn't turn up, and like it's hard because
it's the same over and over again.
Yeah,
that's the thing that drives me.
Like the Chiefs have now bounced the Bills more than any one team has bounced another in the history.
It's the only time it's ever happened. It's the only time a quarterback has lost to another quarterback in the playoffs.
Josh Allen has the most playoff wins without making it to a Super Bowl in the history of the NFL.
Yep. And this is what's been pissing me off from Chiefs fans this week. And again, like,
there's one thing. Okay.
Only one.
Okay. Something that has been driving me nuts has been the and again, look, the idiots who try and say Josh Allen is better than Patrick Mahomes. There's no evidence of that right now.
Yeah.
The argument is not, is Josh Allen better than Patrick Mahomes? The argument is Josh Allen is the second best quarterback in football.
Well, the argument is Josh Allen the best Josh Allen in the NFL?
That look, one thing to the playoffs his entire career, the other one not.
Is on the Jaguars. And is now Josh Hines Allen.
Josh Hines Allen.
No, but so what's been kind of annoying me though has been around the discussion of Josh has been he can't get it done. No, Josh does get it done.
He's just playing at the same time as the equivalent of Michael Jordan. There's a stat that I saw that like if you score where it's like if you get 290 yards
No turnovers.
No turnovers. It was like it was some
like
ridiculous thing.
Something.
It's like I think teams are like 186-9 or something like that. And the Bills are like 4 of those losses.
No, it's so
you're 3 of them. You're 3 of those losses.
Yeah, but there was another one where it was literally that game was the first time we would ever that a team had ever lost that game. Like where I can't remember the exact stat, but it was like 290. It was like 290 with no turnovers. The other team turns it over. Like and it was just like you don't lose that game. It was like 22 times it's happened in a playoff game, and we're the one. And it was just like that's the disingenuousness of it that kind of pisses me off. It's like if he was playing in literally any other era, he'd have made the Super Bowl 3 times.
Oh yeah,
at this point. Like that's so there's that element of it that does drive me nuts. The other at this point, McDermott to me, and again, I guess
we're going into the grades now.
Sure. We can kind of talk about the Chiefs as well if you want, or we wait until next week.
I feel like we've said enough about the team. We'll hold off.
They get next week anyway.
Look, to me, I think I have to give the Bills an A. I just do.
Yeah.
This season.
They still overachieved
We massively overachieved for a rebuilding year. We have massively overachieved, and it's why I'm so tough. It's so hard for me with McDermott because so clearly this team this year was playing for him. It's so clear and obvious that they were, and that injuries have gutted this team. Like the Rapp injury is bigger than anyone talked about. Like we lost Rapp and Bedford in the same week. And if we have, and I straight up believe if we have either of them in this game, we win. Like the fact that we lost both is what hurt us more than anything. I think if we could get either of them in, then we win that game. So that's where it's hard for me because all 4 of these games that we have lost, all 5, let's say it, in the last 5 years, we've lost in the playoffs for 5 years straight now. All of them have been because of the defense. All of them. Like we've not lost. Josh has played horrific, or the offense can't get anything done. We've held Mahomes to less than 20 points, but we can't win. It's like, no, the defense just hasn't ever turned up. And that's a McDermott stat. The players not starting these games well, that's a McDermott stat. He clearly didn't get this team up and ready for it.
Like all 3 opponents scored on their first drive. The Broncos, and all scored on the first drive.
Like when Josh is playing this well, at what point does it stop? Like we're not guaranteed next year at all. Like, look, we've got Josh Allen. I think we're going to be fine.
Possible.
I think we're going to get to the.
Well, you got it for now.
We've got
You're going to offer your 5 first-round picks like we talked about?
No. So here's the thing. I think that I said in our group chat. I'll say it on here. You had your chances. You had 4 shots to do it with Josh. Sorry, 5 shots to do it with Josh Allen. I forget count the Bengals one. You didn't do it. Give him to Pittsburgh. Let us take a crack at it. And it was like, Chance, you're crazy. Am I crazy? Let me explain this. Josh Allen gave to Haley Steinfeld. Haley Steinfeld started Bumblebee. What color Bumblebees? Black and yellow. There you go. What team has black and yellow in their uniforms?
If that happens, they can only wear the
Pittsburgh Steelers. we got to dust those off. Coincidence? I think not.
Yes.
Yes.
So
talk about conspiracy.
So getting slightly more serious here.
Yes.
Like we're not guaranteed next year. Not guaranteed. Like the Patriots are going to be a better team next year. Straight up, they're going to be a better team. Now I don't know if they're going to be playoff ready next year, but they're going to be better because they've got a very talented head coach. The Dolphins are still going to be terrible, and the Jets, we just
most likely will be terrible.
So, there's a very good likelihood that we're in the divisional game next year again.
Yeah,
that means we're playing again. Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. One Russell of them, more than likely. Sure, Russell Wilson on the Raiders, maybe. Who knows? It won't be Aaron Rodgers on the Steelers, I'll tell you that.
No. Oh, Aaron Rodgers is not going to be a Steeler because we're getting Josh Allen, obviously. I just gave you the logic how we're going to Josh Allen.
But my big fear is we're going to lose Joe Brady. Not obviously this season. He's staying this season. Mm-hmm. But next year. At some point, I just think promote Joe Brady. It's like Joe Brady is the head coach. He knows the team. He knows everything. There'll be continuity there. Promote Joe Brady and look outwards for a DC. I also think getting someone who didn't fucking work for Andy Reid, I think is an important thing. Andy's just got his number because they used to work together. It's just one of those, the disciple can't,
Robin can't be Batman.
Yeah. And that's it. And no, straight up, he just can't beat him. And I think that is an element of this. So I think we definitely need to go get Josh a genuine bona fide wide receiver weapon. I don't know who that is.
Stephon Diggs? I'm just kidding.
He's available, yeah.
There needs to have some questions at this point as a GM. Because look, you're probably going to get a decade run with the Josh Allen pick, probably. You hit on Josh Allen when no one else would have, and it's worked out extremely well. So you're probably getting a lot more rope than any other GMs would, but a lot of his picks have missed. A lot. So that's probably a question people are going to have to start making.
The Von Miller contract hasn't paid off the way you thought it would.
It definitely hasn't. Again,
and he honestly, he might get cut this year.
It's probably fine.
Yeah. He's
and
Jacob's broken again.
This is just not Jacob's day.
I give the Bills a B just because they keep doing. I mean, look, they overachieved, but it just sucks when you keep falling into the same pitfalls over and over and over again.
Yeah, it's just you get to the same point, and you lose to the same team.
In very similar fashion every single way.
Yeah.
Oh God. So he's out next year. No, wait, no, he's out. He can be out now.
Von Miller.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can cut him now with minimal cap damage.
Yeah, it's a $15 million cap hit, which again, that's actually not the worst. So
that's why I said I'm fairly positive he gets cut.
Yeah, I'd probably move on from Von Miller. I think, the thing is, I don't know if we should. I don't know if now is the time to go. All right, let's go spend a whole bunch of draft capital. We've just cleaned up our books. Do we go spend a whole bunch of capital trying to go grab, are we the Max Crosby destination? Are we do we try and go get Deebo Samuel? Do we try and go get T. Higgins? Maybe not T.
Higgins, he wouldn't cost you anything.
No, I know, but he'll cost us a lot in salary. That's the other, is it worth us being a big free agency spender, or do we try and
basically run it back?
Yeah. Do we run it back and try and draft someone and get, because this draft to me, I think we again, injuries really hurt, but I definitely think we need safety help, and I definitely think we need better corners, even though I know that they were injured. So
right, it wasn't right.
It's kind of hard, but I think we need better backups in those positions. Because again, Hamlin, he disappeared this game. He wasn't that great.
Except when he was joined with
except when Travis Kelce was shit talking him, and then
Travis Kelce had the gall.
Hamlin drawing the flag.
Well, it was a different defender who came in and headbutted Kelce.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but even then,
Travis Kelce, you have the gall to taunt someone who died on the field. Okay.
Travis Kelce is the only person in the NFL who can taunt an opponent and not get flagged. No, like against anybody else at the flag.
No, Mahomes could do it too.
Okay, fine. One or two guys who can taunt their opponent and not get a flag.
So that's for me. I think this was a very. I do, despite the loss, think this was an extremely successful season. I cannot in good conscience say this was a failure of a season, even though we didn't make the Super Bowl. We were a game further than even the biggest Bills fans' wildest dreams. I do not think any Bills fans legitimately thought we could make it to the conference championship this year at the start of the season. Not with the absolute gutting we took. But, you know, the other thing that what this season did was justified those cuttings. Every single player we cut not one of them played well on their other teams this season.
Or they got injured. Yeah.
Yeah. But even before Diggs didn't play well. Even before the injury, Diggs didn't play well. But like Pryor did not play well for the Dolphins.
Poyer. Richard Pryor?
Yeah. He did not play well for him. So like that's kind of a point in Bean's column of like, hey, yeah, you're really good at this because you could see that coming. Like you were like, oh, yep, nope. Well, we could get rid of all this dead cap, and
we don't really lose much.
Yeah. And we don't lose much, and we didn't. We really didn't. But it's gonna really suck. Like really, really suck on Thursday Thursday week when Lamar Jackson wins MVP because I like
better numbers.
No, because I think it's going to suck for Josh to get nothing from this year, even though he was clearly by far and away, I think, him and Saquon were the two best players in football this season.
Yeah, he got a ring, not in the way, you know.
Yes, not in the way you thought.
Not the way you wanted.
He gave the ring, yeah, exactly.
He gave a ring. He'll get a ring back eventually at some point, maybe. But yeah, no, it's just I feel for Josh. I really do. Man.
I do.
It's just every year. I
do as well because you're right. It's
he's cutting down on the turnovers, so you'd think like,
this
is finally the year.
Dude plays his ass off, but he still loses.
He's not had like that's the other thing. Like rightfully or wrongfully, everyone's got questions about Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Rightfully or wrongfully, Joe Burrow can't make the fucking playoffs.
Rightfully.
Josh, he makes the playoffs and he loses to one fucking player week in, week out who just happens to have just that slightly better game. It's not like that's the thing that shits me. It's not that Mahomes is just
physically better. Yeah, he's not physically better.
Like it's like, oh, he's thrown 200 extra yards and Josh has fumbled the ball 7 times and this has just been a complete disaster matchup. They're close fucking games. Like they're close and he's like he's not he can't win them, but he's right fucking there week in and week out. And I just it's so frustrating.
Now, how would you feel if Josh said, you know what? I can't do this no more, Buffalo. I'm out. Peace. And then go somewhere else.
Yeah, okay. Your theory is not
the Pittsburgh. I'm just saying like anywhere.
Anywhere. I have said forever. I do not expect Josh Allen to finish his career as a Buffalo Bill.
But for the majority of his career,
I think majority of his career will be here. I think he wins one ring here. I don't think we go on some fucking dynastic run. I think he wins one. I firmly do believe. I think there's a Peyton Manning element to this where I wouldn't be shocked if it's next year because I do have a feeling Kelce might retire at the end of this year. If they win in 2 weeks,
they win. He absolutely retires.
I don't know what brings you back. Because then at that point, you've got the 3-peat, unless it's like, oh, we'll be the first team to ever 4-peat. And it's like, well, at that fucking point, I don't know, dude.
If we can 3-peat, why not 4?
Why not 4?
At that point, it's like, dude, you're going to end your career on a loss then. Like, what do you fucking want? Like, I don't know. So, that then becomes a thing of, well, maybe the Chiefs do take a little bit of a step back, and we do make some moves in the off season, and next season we're able to do it. I don't know.
Rashee Rice will come back. So
and that's the other.
I forgot about Rashee Rice,
the guy that they made it. He'll made it hard on himself, and he's still
suspended for 4 games, but he'll be back.
That's true.
So yeah, it's
It's the one I like Mahomes all season when he ended Rashee Rice's year.
And it still didn't matter. They still made it.
And it still didn't matter.
Yeah. Like
wow shit. But yeah.
Yeah. I'm not as devastated as I would be if we lost last week. If we lost last week, I would have been devastated.
We're just
or I think like there was like a sandwich of devastation that could happen. Either you lose to the Ravens, you lose this week, or you win this week and you lose to the Eagles. I think either one of those would have been worse.
He would have hated next week's loss if the Eagles.
No, losing to the Eagles, it would have been bitter. Like, it would have been bitter because.
But like, I feel like you would have hated that more than losing to the Chiefs again.
Because of the.
That's fair. That's fair. This was the least one that. Yeah, but in a vacuum, I would have. But the only reason it'd be less painful is because it would be
we're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we would have made the Super Bowl, and it meant we beat the Chiefs. That's the thing. We got over that hump. But if we had to, if in some impossible circumstance I had to go Ravens, Eagles, Chiefs, 100%, that would have been. It would have been. You mean I never got to beat the Chiefs and we lost to the fucking Eagles? Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Darkest timeline.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it. The stage is set for the Super Bowl. One that a lot of people are not happy about
because it just happened 2 years ago.
Our thoughts on the game are not happening this week. They will happen next week.
Yeah.
We have our big Super Bowl preview shows. One of our favorite shows of the year, where we're going to spend the entire time talking about the actual Super Bowl and the commercials. Commercials come after. Commercials will come after. And Kendrick Lamar just publicly assaulting Drake.
Murdering.
Publicly ending Drake's career. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. But Jacob, your last bet for the week, or for the year, I should say. I don't know if you're going to do it for the Super Bowl.
No, I'll do it for the Super Bowl. Last week, I went 1 for 1. I got the Eagles right, and I got the Bills wrong. I forgot to put it in here. I got the Bills one wrong because I had Bills plus 1.5.
We'll see what Jacob bets next week. We have some cool prop bets and crazy parlays.
Yeah, we'll do some crazy stuff next week. But yeah, God damn it!
That about sums it up. Yeah,
I'm gonna be I will tell you this right now. I'm gonna be the one person on the in the country probably that's not a Chiefs fan going for the Chiefs. Because
you said in a different group chat you want history we made.
I'd rather history. I'd rather.
We'll get to my thoughts about the game.
And the rest of us are like, nah, screw that.
Fair.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for us tonight. Connor, we'll find you.
Twitter and Letterboxd, and then I was just on the Extra Movie Butter podcast talking about the Oscar nominations.
Very nice.
With Spenny and JT. So
good. Yeah, they're a fun show. Go check them out. Yeah. Jacob, where can people find you?
Loudly drinking.
Loudly.
You guys can find me pretty much everywhere at Jacob London. Currently just killing things in Helldivers. So that was amazing.
I need to go on Helldivers. I've heard a lot of people talk about
killing things to feel something.
Is it one of those free to play games?
No, you got to pay for it.
Okay, I'll pay for that one. You can find me showering to get the stench of all this crap off. Find me at Twitter _Chance_91. Check out the podcast Stories by Chance. Our episode on Identities is out. Our episode on the top 20 performances of 2024 will be out very soon. There's a couple of things we're trying to catch up on before we actually do the list. We're also doing our top 10 as a video form, so you see it on the YouTube channel. And that's going to do it for us here. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next week to talk the Super Bowl.